Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back. Good morning and welcome back to Voices from Behind the Walls of TDCJ. Of course, I am the Queen, Queen Angela, across all these social media platforms. I am the co-founder of the Free Texas campaign. Our whole desire behind the Free Texas campaign is bring awareness to some of the laws and regulations that is being handed down throughout the judicial system of Texas, um, and want to give those that are incarcerated an opportunity to share their stories, to share some insight on their cases, things that may be pressing to them, whatever it is that is pressing them. Want to give them an opportunity to share. We are a platform that is non-judgmental. We do not judge on this platform. Of course, um, we all make mistakes, and some of us should be behind prison walls, but it's by grace and mercy that we made it through. So um, never count the next person out, because I tell you, even though they make mistakes, some of them, they are remorseful for the things that they've done, and they have decided to be the change that they want to see in this world, and they have begun change. But let me move out the way, y'all know, because y'all know I'll get to talking, and I don't want to take up no more of Mr. Woodard's time. Kasey, how you doing this morning, this afternoon, rather? Well, it's afternoon for me, and it's still morning for you. So how you doing this morning?
I'm doing really great. I got some things that I want to talk to Texas citizens about things that apparently being made for their future that they're not even aware of that's about to be implemented to them. By the year 2030, you got two Texas cities, Austin and Houston, that their constituents that's in their cities, and they have to be approved also by the congressmen that's up in the White House that's representing us as well. And this new program that they're talking about doing is called C40 Climate Leadership Group. And what they want to implement to the cities is they got 14 American cities have signed a World Economic Forum pledge that compels them to ban meat, dairy, and private car ownerships, among other things, by the year 2030. The C40 have agreed that their residents will be forced to comply with the following list of unconstitutional rules: 0 kilograms of meat consumption, 0 of dairy consumption, 3 new clothing items per person per year, 0 private car owners owned, 1 short haul return flight less than 1,500 kilometers every 3 years per person. They got 14 cities, but they got these two cities out of Texas. It's Austin and Houston. But they also have Boston, Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, New Orleans, New York City, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Portland, and San Francisco. This is something that is, it's like in a communist country that's doing these things. But this is our government going to do it to the people. So how are you going to expect to instill rules and regulations and policies that you ain't even allowing the people to vote on? You're stripping them of their constitutional rights.
Well,
You're subverting the rules of law. That just
they
made me
introduced it.
dumbfounded.
Let me share something with you. See, they tested it out with COVID. when they introduced all these different things, when they realized that they can make you stay at home, um, by telling you that if you come outside, you may get COVID. They tested out a lot of things during COVID. See, these people sit back in these rooms and they think of stuff that they can do to always try to. Their whole thing is to keep those that don't have down. See, the ones with money, they still haven't felt the stain yet. But those that are living paycheck to paycheck and those that don't have and have to depend on certain stuff, see, we shouldn't be drinking milk no way. We shouldn't be intaking dairy products no way, because we're not made to digest dairy product. When you come off, when you come off of, we can't we don't digest dairy products well. We don't. That is a scientific fact. It is known to cause fluid and phlegm to develop in on the inside of your body. We don't.
I looked it up.
We don't digest dairy product. We shouldn't, like everybody keep hollering. We need calcium. We don't need calcium from milk. There's calcium within certain fruits and vegetables that you intake. If you're intaking your fruits and your vegetables and your berries, if you are a biblical person, if you read your Quran, your whatever you read, if you read it's gonna tell you what you should be intaking. Meat really ain't one of those things. So even if they do take that from us, we as believers and we as the people, we are the chosen ones. So it really don't matter what they take from us. We gonna survive. See, we always gonna thrive. That's it. See, they've been trying to steal our land. See, them cities that you mentioning. See, people don't realize that they wanted to do that to Hawaii. So in order for them to take the land that they wanted, they had to burn it down because some people weren't going nowhere. Wake up. You look at places that did not burn.
Well,
that did not burn in Hawaii. Over there with Oprah Winfrey, but she pledged $5 million. Over there by her house, over there all over in her area, it did not burn. You look at certain areas, it did not burn. Why didn't it burn all over? If it was burning like it said, if it was burning like y'all said it was burning, and it was doing what it said, it a lot don't add up. But you sit back and you analyze and you look at it. It is what it is.
It was a theft. It was a theft though that they did. Now what they did, they burned down all the places that held their records as well. These people had cultural land that was handed down for them from ancestry from generation to generation. But they have no proof that they own this land. That's so the corporations come in and take the land and they talk about making it a sustainable city. A city that run off
no cars, all that what you know.
No cars and none of that. So you just strip
pretty much robots. Land, they gonna have robots running everything. See, they already testing it. There's places in Texas right now that is ran by nothing but robots. You pull up to the McDonald's, it's ran by nothing but robots. They already testing it out. There's restaurants that's ran by fully gas stations. There's a gas station. There's 2 gas stations in Texas that is ran by nothing but robots. Heaven forbid anything go wrong, you better hope that the robots can stop the fire, can put the stuff out and things of that nature. You know, that's what we got to be concerned about. You know, it's all good. We watch robots every day on TikTok go in bathrooms, clean the bathrooms. We watch them. They go in, they clean the bathroom, they lift up the everything that a person would do. They got sticks that they lift it up with, everything. They wash the windows. They do everything that a person would do. A freaking robot. They got the man. They spray their own chemicals out of their own little thing. Like everything is built in them, and they control themselves. Like they know what bathrooms they gotta go clean. Like we watch them. We watch them like we watch them on video doing their daily job. Like this is what's going to take over. We even watch them do construction, building houses. Like they not gonna really need people. They had a one that ran a whole yard where the containers, moved the containers around. I'm talking about they was lifting things up where they didn't need them cranes. They didn't need all that because they was doing it themselves as robots. Like it was crazy.
And that's crazy because if they don't have any people to do it, then you're gonna keep all the profit. You don't have to put nothing out. So the corporations and the companies are gonna be the one that's making all the money.
Yeah, all they got to do is invest one time. All they got to do is invest one time, invest in that robot one time, and make sure that they keep that robot. But they got to have somebody there to make sure that them robots stay up and them robots know what they're supposed to do. So they always gonna need a person. Or they say they're always gonna need a person. Like these restaurants and these gas stations, they always gonna have to have a person to watch and make sure nothing go wrong. Because if something go wrong, it's gonna be catastrophic. For real. Because they already done proved that these robots have turned on the people that put them together. They said they was putting down 4 robots. They said they had got all the way down. They had put 3 down. They said they was on the last robot. And they say one of the robots that they had put down had reconstructed itself. So it tapped into a satellite and figured out how to reconstruct itself and killed 5 people before they was able to put it down again. Like this is something that's happening.
That's straight Terminator. Real life.
But we was talking about last night on one of the shows how everything that if you watch the old Simpsons, everything that happened on the Simpsons is coming to pass. You think about the episode talk about Maui. They talk about lasers coming down from the sky and setting the stuff on fire and how it's just setting the stuff on fire. Like they talked about that. Like they talked about the pandemic. They talked about a lot of stuff that has happened in the real world over on The Simpsons. Like
it's not just that. Movies are telling you about that.
That's everything that's coming out. Everything that's coming out.
It's like they set the narrative and they set the pattern to try to ease it in there. And it's like for the things that's been happening in Houston and Austin.
But they said it in front of us. Like the young lady said last night. She said they don't hide it from us. She said they hadn't been hiding it from us. She said they put it in plain sight, but we be so caught up in everything else that we don't even see what these people are doing right before our plain eyes, right before our eyes. Just like these people, like, why did they have to put y'all on lockdown and go through this lockdown? They wanted people distracted while they go through this Ken Paxton stuff so that when nobody be concentrated on that, they knew if they can distract everybody over here, they thinking about how many people over here locked up and how many people are going to be distracted by these people being locked up and worried about their family members. And over here, they're not going to be worried about Ken Paxton, and they wouldn't. Half of these folks didn't even know what was going on. And they don't quit this man. They don't quit this man. Don't let this man off on every charges because people scared. Because in the newspaper, before everything even was announced, they had already said that, the GOP people was bringing the heat. They was already threatening them, pretty much saying that if you better not vote against Ken Paxton, you better vote for him. If you vote against him, you doomed. And that's pretty much what they were saying. These people that got money think they can do any and everything. And that's what I've been noticing. And if we as people, as brown people, as these are our brothers, these are our sisters, these are our nephews, our loved ones. These are our people that are locked up. It's not their people that are locked up. You don't see many of them incarcerated. You don't see many of them off because they'll let their people off and they'll put ours behind prison double time to cover up for the people that's supposed to be back here. That's what's happening because they got to have bodies in those beds. Every bed got to be covered. So and then they not caring if people survive or not. They banking on people to not live because guess what? People got to understand that these people got policies on you too. They got life insurance on you because guess what? You are a ward of the state. Ward of the state. So that means you belong to the state. You don't even belong to yourself. You belong to the state. So the state is supposed to be taking care of you. That's why people wonder why I make so much noise, because the state's supposed to make sure that you're fed. They're supposed to make sure that you have clothing, and they're supposed to make sure that you're comfortable. They're not supposed to have you on these hard ass beds. Excuse my French. But they're not supposed to do. They're supposed to make sure the peanut butter sandwiches, they ain't supposed to be feeding you that. They should be feeding you nutritious, hot meals. And it should be 3 times a day. And it should be on a routine. It shouldn't be when you feel like it. And it shouldn't be in no paper sack. And it shouldn't be unsanitary. Because if DHEC was to come up in the Department of Human and Health Services, was to come up in there and expect some of these places out, they'll all be shut down. They will all be shut down.
It's like it's the money though. It's the money. See, if you breathing somebody's palm and you paying them money in order to pass the inspection that you got going, because that's everybody can't be crooked.
That's making this. Now, if I got a loved one that's incarcerated, I don't care what they're incarcerated for. If I got a loved one incarcerated, they're gonna treat them right. They're going to treat them like they are human. They're going to treat them with respect because that's all we ask for is dignity and respect. That's all any person asks for. We're not asking for you to jump off no bridges. We're not asking you to give us your firstborn. We're not asking you to do nothing that you wouldn't expect somebody to do for your loved one. That's all we asking. That's how we preaching. And that's how we preaching across all these platforms. Do right by people. When you do right by people, you get done right by. And that goes from government to president to whoever. You can't do people any kind of way because guess what? It's going to come back on you. Whether you get it on this side or you get it on the other side, it's going to come back to you. So you got to be mindful of that you do. And then when we take these offices and we stand before people and we pledge to do this and we pledge to do that, we pledging. We saying that we're going to do this. We can't go against what we say we're going to do. We got to do what we say we're going to do. And if we don't honor those things, we don't honor those things. But it always seems like when they're, what it comes down to though, when you get the politicians that you elect to go in these offices, it seems like that they always get flipped because they go against what they said that they was got their agenda to do with the will of the people. Then guess what you got to do? You can't let them stay in there. You can't let them stay in there. The people that's on the outside, the people that's free, can't let them stay in there. You can't let them do what they want to do and then think that they're going to do it. Nah, you can't do that. It's other people that are capable of and will do what they're supposed to be done. And people not going to do right, then they don't need to have positions, period. I don't care who they are. All these people taking bribe, all these people taking all this corruption. It's sad. And then you know what's going on and you letting it go on right before your eyes. And then you allow these people to okay stuff, and then you let them stay in office. Vote they butt out. Get them out. Raise money. Help get somebody else in office. It's too many free people out here that's doing stuff. Y'all got to come together. Everybody can't run against each other. Sometimes we got to bow down and say, okay, well, let me help this person get in office. And then next time you run for office. Like everybody can't do everything at one time. We got to learn how to support the person that may be the best leader for us. Sometimes we may not be the best person. Like I may not be the best person to run for governor. It may be somebody more qualified for me. But hey, I may want to run for governor. But I may not be that person qualified. So I got to back myself down and I got to back down and I got to say, okay, well, let me back this person and let me learn what I can learn from this person as they run and as they journey and as they get in position to be the next governor. And then if they get in position to be the next governor, guess what? I'm up under them because guess what? I helped them get there. Guess what? I got the opportunity to learn what it's like. So when it's my turn, I can do the best that I can do. But we don't want to do that. We want to be first at everything. We want to be Captain Saver everybody. We can't save everybody. See, we got to save ourselves first so that we can save somebody. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that.
My thing is, I hope that the public are willing to at least investigate and find out who is the individuals that's pledging them to be able to do these things, and they never took it to a vote to the city or to the people and ask them that if this is something that you want. You're going a roundabout way and implementing things for them without even giving them a voice to say, hey, this is something that we want to do. It's like you're making them bend the knee. You're going to do this, and we don't care about what you say. That's what they do in China.
Well,
they got 15 minutes. They got these 15 with it.
They feel like they elect these officials, and these officials can speak for us, and they can do whatever they want to do. See, these people that we have put on city council, these people that we elect to sit as on legislation, these people that we elect, these people that we put in place, these are the people that be making these decisions. These are the people that decide what companies come to our state. These are the people that decide what come to our city. You know, how much we gonna pay. They don't want to decide all that. Because we get the opportunity to vote. But how many of us go vote? How many of us go stand in those lines and check off those ballots and see who these people are that are running for office and get to know these people?
Do that.
Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that. And they expect us not to. But guess what? They doing it. They doing it. That's how they keeping the same people in office. That's how all this corruption keep going on. But you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. It's time that people stand
up. You're not getting the same results. They turn it into a dictatorship. It's not start stripping the Constitution, you're amending it and subverting the Constitution, because the Constitution is supposed to keep the politicians in check.
Today, federal government gonna have control of all of that. At the end of the day, it's gonna fall back to the federal government, because a lot of getting out of line, they're getting out of order, and they doing what they want to do, and it can't be done. It cannot be done. It can't keep allowing people to do any and everything to them, and they know it's wrong. Like you can't sit by and keep over sentencing our black people and think that it's okay. I'm saying you giving people that have never done anything, you giving them life sentences. You giving them sentences that they never gonna see the light of day. Like, and they've never done anything before. Like, people don't make mistakes, but then they make mistakes. White people make mistakes. They make mistakes. It's okay. They slap them on the wrist. They give them 10, 15 years. They be home in 8. Like, they ain't even been away.
I can vouch for that.
They ain't been away. I mean, it ain't nothing. Nobody got to. Ain't nobody got to convince me on it. I've seen it happen. You know, I've seen 2 young girls get caught up in some mess, and the ringleader was a white girl. She was the ringleader. She was the one that lured them there. She was the one that coerced all of it. The black girl just went along with it. The girl didn't even need to be there. Like, she didn't need to be there. She had 2 loving parents, 2 parents that cared for her, 2 parents that looked out for her, 2 parents that she didn't have to do, but they was trying to teach the man a lesson. They were trying to teach the man a lesson. So they teach the man a lesson, and it went too far. So then you want to give the black girl 40 years and the white girl get 15 years, but she the one pulled the trigger. Black girl didn't even pull the trigger, but you give her triple. Almost triple what you give the white girl. But it's all good.
I got an example for you. My issue, my case. So we're going to turn it back. There was a guy that had the same, he committed his offense in November. A couple of days before mine, like on the 15th or something like that. shot a police officer. He shot his friend behind his stripper girlfriend. He had drugs on him. You allow this man to cop out for 19 years. He's white. He had the same identical case, kind of like mine. Mine's similar to his. You let him cop out for 19 years. You started me off at 40 years. Go down. Don't give me no deal. Then because I have a priors, and then when I go to trial, you give me 50. I don't see no fairness in that. But you give me 50 from priors that was 24 years old. They was old, and then you knew you couldn't use it. If they said in the books, if it's less than 10 years old, if it's 10 years, they can use it. But if it's 10 years or more, they're not supposed to. But they still used it. They do what they want to do in the courtroom in order to do what they want to do. And when you're faced with, I'm gonna be honest, with the race different from yours, it's vindictive prosecution going on. They see things differently when it's a different race. But it's being done. But when you do it without the public knowing it, because they had a closed trial. They closed out the public even being part of my trial. They put a gag order on it.
You have 1 minute left.
So, like I said, there's never going to be fairness and justice in Texas. There's no fairness in that. There's always going to be an injustice. And we need to just put the politicians in their place. We need to put the people in them upper echelons. We need to do things to try to change the narrative, make it better for the people. Something has to be changed. We got to wake up. If you ain't waking up and you ain't seeing the truth and they keep doing things behind closed doors, your people are going to keep getting messed over. And I thank you for the opportunity to talk today. My name is Kasey Woodard. You can use JPay. Our TDC number is 1683459. I appreciate you, Ms. Angela.
All right. Well, you have a good one. Appreciate you for stopping by. Again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Voices from Behind the
caller
Walls,
has hung up.
TDCJ. I am Queen Angela. I am, of course, the co-founder of the Free Texas campaign. I want you that you are following us on our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, YouTube. Of course, you can follow me on Linktree, Queen of Collaborations. Stay connected to what we're doing because we're trying to bring some light to what's going on in the state of Texas. Far too long, there's been racial injustice, judicial biases, and it's getting out of hand far too long. It's time that we bring some light to what has been going on 30 to 40 years. That's 3-4 decades. This has been happening. And it's time that we bring an end to this. They just acquitted Attorney General, and corruption is all over. Everything that he's been doing is corruption, corruption, corruption. But because Republicans sit in office, they sit on all the seats, and they have the power. It's been all the newspapers that you better not vote against him, better not vote against him, better not vote against him. So they didn't vote against him. And guess what happened? He gets to sit in office. I'm telling you, if y'all don't wake up and there's some changes we made around here, y'all, it's going to be some drastic things taking place right under your noses. You don't even know. I'm telling you, the state of Texas is in shambles, and people don't even realize. For long, people living in Houston and in Austin and in these different places, y'all be on the lookout because there's going to be some changes, and it's not going to be for y'all good. It's not going to be for y'all good. So y'all be wary of what's going on. And if you're empowered to be the change, be the change. Don't sit by and allow things to happen right under your nose and then when it happened, you wish you had said something. And I think I have one more a little later on. But I appreciate you guys so much just tuning in and listen and sharing what's taking place amongst these individuals. Y'all be blessed, and I appreciate you so much.